Hello fellow unicorns, welcome to another video, and today I will be talking about my ways of dealing with anxiety and art doubt. Before we continue with today's video, I wanted to thank today's sponsor, which is Shirtusiast. Shirtusiast frees artists to express and celebrate their art style through creating original designs for t-shirts. The brand puts value to their unique and personal ways of expression to reach audiences of different cohorts, particularly teens and young adults. The brand also aims to empower women through its designs that mostly feature female characters. This is to represent the founder's advocacy for equal rights, voice, and opportunities across all genders, which can surely impact the present and future generations. Shirtusiast sets its eyes on reaching more individuals and age groups with its art on daily wear. Achieving this allows artists to share their work through a brand that genuinely cares about their art and skills. You can check them out at shirtusiast.com, and I will leave the link in the description. Even the most seasoned artists, and you can see that if you're following some artists who do live streams, you will hear them a lot bashing on their own art, being nervous, always trying out new styles because they're not content with their own styles, being doubtful with their own process and stuff like that. So that is something that we all struggle with. Nobody, well, I guess there are some artists that just go with the flow and enjoy their work, but there is always this level of stress because you're expecting something from yourself or somebody else, like a customer is expecting a very good product from you. So it's always stressful to just, it creates this anxiety that you have during work, and sometimes you don't notice it because you're listening to good music or something like that that's distracting you in a positive way, but sometimes this anxiety can be really overwhelming. So what I tend to do is do exactly that, listen to music. So that's one of my main ways to focus and just get back to my childhood days when I used to like listen to a lot of Disney music while drawing to get that inspiration going. So if that's something that helps you guys, I guess you should try it out. Um, Next to that, I try to mute down my panicking voices by watching TV shows or something like that. I put them on my second screen and just watch them and focus on the characters and the stories and stuff like that, or maybe a tutorial or something like that that I'm interested in at that moment. So it really helps to hear another voice just telling you something, just talking about something, debating something. I sometimes watch live streams or something like that. So it really helps me calm down knowing that there's this fictional other person in the room with me and just calming me down, I guess. So anxiety is definitely something that I personally struggle with, and sometimes I need like a full morning of calming down and trying to get myself together. I do that by just warming up, doodling, drinking coffee while looking at pretty stuff on Pinterest for inspiration. So, like, there's a different type for each morning of things I do to relax myself. The art doubt is very strong, especially when you do new stuff, new techniques, because this is something you do for the very first time. And a lot of times, doing something for the first time is stressful. You don't know what you're doing, you're stepping on new grounds, you're working with new techniques. It's really unpredictable, so it's completely fine to feel lost. And the only thing that's important while dealing with anxiety and art doubt is to not let it win. You shouldn't let these voices overpower you and let you quit or let you crumple up your paper, make you stop. So you need to push through the fear, through the self-doubt, and just continue with it. Even if you make a huge mistake, even if you find yourself making like a ton of anatomical errors or something like that in your art, that's not the reason to quit. That's not the reason to stop drawing or just stop the project. Just push through it, and then you can lay your paper or whatever you have working on, lay it down, maybe sleep on it, return to it when you have rest it a bit, and then you can see all the errors and start fixing them. Even on paper, even with pencil and paper, you can retrace your work, you can add stuff that was missing, or correct stuff that was like not really up to your standards or something. So that's very important. I sometimes get so nervous that I really need to sleep on it, and or just like turn off my computer, then go do something else, cook or whatever, and then I go back to my work and I tend to see my art. Also, sometimes I get input from people on the side who actually takes a look with pair of fresh eyes, and they can tell me, okay, so this lacks this, or maybe you should try this other color or something like that. So it's also good if you have somebody you trust that can give you an unbiased input. Also, if you get really stressed, you can always just try some deep breathing, and breathing is very important so you can refocus. Often make breaks. Try to have like an apple break or something like that. Just do something else for 15 minutes. That's very important because it gives your brain time to reset. So if you guys have any other ways of how you deal with stress, anxiety, and art doubt, please write it down below. I would love to hear your input, and I really hope these tips were beneficial to you. If you guys liked today's video, make sure to check out shirthusiast.com again, and I will see you guys next time. I hope you have enjoyed today's video, and if you want to learn how to draw manga, make sure to check out Manga Crash Course and Manga Crash Course Fantasy, as well as my latest book for beginner cosplayers, Cosplay Crash Course.